Hey, gut feeler friend, I gotta be honest with you. I wasn't paying much attention to these tiny, boring looking seeds until I started making my own gluten-free bread. And when I did, I noticed something interesting. This is probably the most boring superfood ever, and that's exactly why it works. So let's talk about the 5 benefits of flaxseed or linseed that make them the quiet superhero for your digestive system, especially if you're dealing with chronic digestive upset. Reason number 5, boring superfood fact of flaxseed. They form in your digestive system a healing gel. It's also called mucilage. Flaxseed really, they are not aggressive. They are not loud like probiotics that often give you upset, but they're like the one that comes into the room and just quietly does its thing in the background. But while it's doing that, it stabilizes the whole room, which equals your digestion. When flax seeds are soaked in water, and this is important, they create a thick gel, a thick, slippery gel, mucilage, that helps to coat your gut lining from the inside, helps to reduce irritation, which is step number 1 when it comes to gut lining repair. It's very gentle, so ideal for IBS sensitive people, or if you get upset from any kind of food. It helps with constipation and with mild diarrhea. I like to think of it as the plant-based slippery elm, which you might have heard of. Talked about that on the channel. I'm going to link it up here, video for you if you want to learn more. The slippery elm plus fiber. That's flaxseed. Number 4, because of the gel and the fats that are in here, especially the omega-3 alpha-linoic acid, ALA, you might have heard of that. This helps to lubricate the stool. Flaxseed are a natural stool lubrication, helps with elimination. So instead of using harsh laxatives that often have an addictive effect on your digestive system, this stuff is actually good for making your stool softer, reducing the friction in your digestive system, especially in your colon, and then leading to a smoother elimination without straining and sitting on the toilet. You know what I mean. Let's take a moment here. I want to know from you, if you've ever taken flaxseed, did you notice what happens in your body? Do you feel any difference? For me, it was when I really started incorporating them more and more into my daily diet. I felt more grounded, just like less reactive. My nervous system felt better. And my digestion, no problems, very, very smooth. But I'm also using them mostly milled or broken up, because then they are easier to digest, which I'm going to talk about in the last part, how to incorporate them into your diet if you have a sensitive digestion and chronic digestive upset. So let me know in the comments below if you feel like it. Have you tried linseeds, flax seeds, and what difference, how did it feel in your body? Boring superfood, flaxseed, benefit number 3 for your digestion. Flaxseed have both. They have soluble fiber, which is important to feed your good gut bacteria and give it this prebiotic effect. And then you have insoluble fiber, which adds bulk to your stool and helps with elimination, also lowers irritation in the digestive tract, especially the last part, the colon. What's so special about linseed is it has both in a balanced way. Most foods are dominant in one type, but for linseed you get the dual fiber action for your digestive system. You know, some gut protocols, they are like, let's kill this, we gotta eliminate that one, that's the evil one, or remove the carbs, haha, low FODMAP. While linseed is more like, it sits quietly there in the room and it's like, I'm just gonna quietly feed the good guys, repair the gut lining, just do my job. It's very modest in a way, and that's what I like about it. It's not like a drama queen, more like soft, quiet, and steady support for digestive system. Moving on to number 2, this is probably my favorite and most impactful benefit of flax seeds, because whatever you eat, you always feed some bacteria, some fungi, some yeast. If you eat a lot of eggs, you might feed some streptococcus bacteria. But flax seeds are so special because they selectively only feed the bacteria that is beneficial for your microbiome. That's why I call linseed the prebiotic fertilizer, just to give you an image. So what bacteria do they feed? Just in case you're curious, we have bifidobacterium. You might look at the yogurt or the vegan coconut yogurt you have, and you often have bifidobacteria listed. The interesting thing is that people who deal with IBS, stress, and antibiotic history, they often are very, very low in bifidobacterium. So by supporting the bifidobacterium to thrive abundantly in the digestive system, for example, by eating linseeds, you have a calmer gut and less reactivity. So that also means that later, potentially, you'll be able to eat more foods if right now you're very restricted. I want to mention two more types of bacteria here because they are really interesting. Another species of bacteria that are supported by flaxseed, I love this bread, are lactobacillus species. They produce lactic acid, which is very interesting because lactic acid, naturally produced, not taken as a supplement, inhibits the growth of pathogenic bacteria like Streptococcus, Escherichia coli, all the kind of bacteria that makes trouble in the gut. And besides that, lactobacillus species help to break down fibers, plant fibers especially. So if you're somebody who like, oh, I want to do, for example, the 1 week gut healing challenge, I want to include more healthy gut healing foods, but I just can't, my gut is so reactive. Lactobacillus, this family of bacteria, can help with that a lot to long-term be able to incorporate more foods because it breaks down plant fibers. Last but not least, before we come to benefit number 1, I want to mention one more bacterium group, which is the butyrate producers, because they are, from my perspective, the real gut healers. This group of geeky bacteria, they produce butyrate. Butyrate is a short-chain fatty acid. Butyrate is such an interesting and amazing substance, and I think highly, probably one of the most underrated gut healing molecules that there is when it comes to healing the gut lining naturally, because your body knows how to do this. If you're interested and you want me to make another video about butyrate naturally, not as a supplement, let me know in the comments below, because there's so much about this that I would love to share. If there's interest, happy to do it. Just comment butyrate video, thumbs up down below, and if I have enough interest, I'll happily share more about it. Think about flaxseed as this steady nourishment for your microbiome that you eat every day, something that you can incorporate in your daily life every day, and I'll share with you how to in a moment. Before we do that, let's talk about number 1 benefit of flaxseed. I'm going to eat this after this video. There is a fascinating research done now that shows how flaxseed impact the connection between hormones and the gut. In those little guys, there is something called lignans. Flaxseed have lignans, and lignans are essential for binding the estrogen in the digestive system. So when the liver, your beautiful organ, excretes estrogen for detoxing it, it brings it to the digestive system through the bile, secreted, and lignans are important for binding that estrogen, that excess hormone, and flushing it out through the stool. If that doesn't happen because you don't eat your linseeds every day and you're low in lignans, then this estrogen gets reabsorbed in the enteropathic cycle, which is the cycle between your gut and your liver through the bloodstream, and actually can cause symptoms like PMS, anxiety, sleep disruptions, heavy bleeding, heavy menstruation, mood swings, breast tenderness. All the stuff you don't want as a woman can be lessened or even completely get rid of if you eat your linseeds every day. Now let's talk about how to eat them. So if you're a flaxseed newbie, like I was when I started baking the bread, if you're very sensitive to your gut, and also in general for everybody, you never want to eat them like this, because they just go through. You want to grind them, even just in a blender. If you don't have a grinder, that's totally fine, as long as they are broken. And you also don't want to buy them already broken, because they oxidize really, really fast, and then you don't do your gut anything good. It's just creating more stress. So buy them whole, make them, break them off yourself with a grinder or a blender. And then before eating them, soak them in enough water. You will see this is like a gel, creates a gel. When I make the bread, I usually just prepare the whole dough and let it expand. Just soak everything for 20 minutes. Linseeds, they really don't need much time. So even just 10 minutes is enough if you want them to use them for your smoothie or over your muesli, but just soak them. Soaking is important to create this gel before you ingest them. A good daily dose that I recommend is 1 to 2 tablespoons. If you're very sensitive for your digestion, start with half a tablespoon. Don't overdo it. in the beginning, always with a lot of water because those guys expand. Gut feeler friend, tomorrow morning, before going on Amazon and thinking what supplement can I buy for my digestive upset right now, maybe just soak 1 tablespoon of linseeds, of flax seeds in water tonight or in the morning, first thing when you wake up. Small, doable, and most of all safe and supportive for your digestive system. If you want more simple, natural gut healing support, I recommend the Gut Healing Cheat Sheet with 6 simple rules that you can implement in your daily life right now. And I would love to hear from you in the comments. What is your experience? How do flax seeds feel in your body?